And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Unlimited Freedom. This is Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom, and we are rocking and rolling. We're doing our live broadcast, right? It's a Q&A session. We do this every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time, and I am going through my comments right now, trying to get everything queued up. We do have a lot of material to get into today, so want to get into just want to get everything set up so that we can start. Now, we what we do on here is we do question and answer sessions. Good Lord, I've been spammed. I got to kick this guy out. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to ask a question, it's one thing to make a comment, but when you're just like completely spamming the crap out of my channel and this particular person is weird too. They've got all these Bible scriptures and stuff, and they're just like a real weirdo. Let's see. See, I already did that one. It says it's 4 days ago. That doesn't make sense. Do, 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 do. I think this guy literally cut and pasted his response. Okay. Yeah, so I go over the questions, I go over the comments in the channel, and then I also, we jump into the chat as well. So if anybody has anything that you want to drop in the chat, you're welcome to drop things in the chat. I periodically stop in between my little ranting and raving here, and I go and check my chat, and we chop it up in the chat. It's a lot of fun too. And what I want to talk about today, kind of before I get into everything, is I want to talk about. I've actually got note here what I wrote down. I want to talk about handling losses, right, and getting back up when you get knocked down. So, as you know, as people who are in the crypto space, right, as people who are in the crypto trading space, as I like to call it, because when you're dealing with crypto platforms, you really are dealing with crypto trading, right? And for those of us who are in that space, it's a reality that we're going to take losses. Okay, as a trader, as a forex trader, as a professional trader, I take losses all the time, right? I take losses every day. That's part of the program, that's part of the plan, right? It's all cooked into the sauce, right? It's all baked into the cake, right? Losses are a part of it, and losses are a part of it when it comes to crypto platforms as well. Now, the key is, and the trick is, and the hope is to get some profits locked in, right? So that you don't lose money, right? If the platform fails, or if the platform rug pulls, or if the platform goes away, if the traders blow the account, if something happens, because you never know what's going to happen with these crypto platforms that we're involved in. But what we can know for sure, and what I can promise you for sure, is that some of these are going to result in a loss. There's a promise. You want a promise? Some of these are not going to work out. There's a promise. I can promise you that. Right. So I'm not going to come on here and be like, oh yeah, this is every single one of these platforms is the best thing that God ever gave to the earth. I can't say that. That wouldn't be true. But if you if you do this right, right, if you play it correctly, then a person can make a lot of money in this space, and I can testify to that because that's what I'm doing. But there has to be a learning curve on handling the losses, learning how to get back up when you get knocked down, and basically developing emotional control and developing a certain amount of stoicism when it comes to trading, when it comes to crypto platforms, when it comes to any type of investing, right? Whether you're doing real estate investing, stock market investing, anything that you're putting out into the world and trying to get an ROI, right? Whether whatever type of investing that you're doing, right? I know people who do like a lot of good deeds and good works, and they are like very charitable people, and eventually that does come back, right? That you can't outgive God, right? So eventually, when you're a giving person, when you're when you're somebody who is packing things into the stream of life, you're helping people out, you're a positive person, that does tend to come back. And there's an ROI on that, right? But it doesn't always come immediately, right? And it doesn't always come in ways that you think that it's going to come, right? It's in fact, most of the time it doesn't. But with what we're doing, which by the way, I'm enjoying some of my Live Good organic coffee. So check out Live Good if you've not done that. Mm, it's hot. Okay, so let's say you have a loss, right? Now, a lot of times what'll happen, like take a crypto platform, for example, and you've gotten, you put a few $1,000s in it. I remember one time I had a platform that I had put like, I don't know, it was like 8,000 into it. It wasn't a huge sum of money, but it wasn't nothing either, right? It was about $8,000 and it was going and I was making my seed money back and I was compounding my profits. I was rocking with the platform. Things are going good. But I think and it did end up rug pulling, but by the time it rug pulled, I had made most of that back, but I still was not in profit, right? So I still experienced a loss, right? Now, it didn't really affect me that much because I am diversified, right? It didn't really affect me that much because I have a ton of platforms that I'm dealing with, right? So if one of them like, okay, so I lost, let's say, I don't know what it was. It was like $50, $80. It was a very, very, very minimal amount that I had almost made my seed money back when the thing just rug pulled. There was no warning, no nothing, right? It just one day it's there, the next day it's gone, or one day it's paying, the next day it's not paying, and that's how it is in this space, right? And that's what people need to recognize and need to realize when you're thinking about getting involved in the crypto platform space is you have to have a rotation, right? You got to have a rotation, right? That way, if one of them falls out of your rotation, guess what? You still have three or four or five or 10 or whatever more, right? It's just that's the way that it is. That's the way that it is in this space because there's no guarantees here. So diversification is important, right? If you have diversification, then you can, if you do have a loss here and there, it's not the end of the world, right? A lot of people lost out with Novatech. They had a whole ton of money into Novatech and they didn't diversify. They didn't invest in anything else. And then, what happened, right? When the company stopped paying, a lot of people lost that money, right? Or if not lost, then the money's at least in limbo right now. They don't know, don't know where it's going to be. And you've got so there's the diversification piece. The other piece is the stoicism piece and the emotional control. Let me tell you something about numbers, okay? And I think this is the main thing that I wanted to get out. I've got I wanted to talk about this, and I'm not sure exactly how to put it into words, but I think this is the main thing that I want to get out. In this message is that numbers do not get emotional, right? Numbers do not get overly happy. Numbers do not get sad. Numbers do not get disappointed, right? Numbers do not make bad decisions because they're feeling like, they lost and they want to make something back. The numbers are the numbers. And what's important for me as a trader and as somebody who participates in crypto programs is to separate my emotions from what I'm doing, right? And I do that by focusing in on the numbers. I don't care if I lose, right? Losing is part of it, right? Losing a trade is fine. Losing a couple of trades, no problem. Losing out on a crypto platform, that's fine. Having a crypto platform rug pull, that's fine. It's all in the numbers. I've already worked it out. Right. And so that's why it's so important to have a strategy. That's why it's so important to work out your numbers when you're in this space so that you can say, hey, no matter what happens, I'm not going to be moved. I'm not going to be knocked down, right? I'm not going to be, disappointed, right? I'm not going to get angry, right? I'm not going to be in my emotions. I'm not going to be out making rash decisions because I'm trying to make back money. No, I sat down before I started and I got into the numbers. I made a plan. I got a spreadsheet out. I broke down how the numbers are going to work, how I'm going to minimize my losses, maximize my gains, where my stop loss is, where my take profit is, how it's all going to work before I do it, right? And then my potential profits. And I look at the numbers. I don't care if I lose one day. I don't care if I lose in a week, right? I don't care if I have three crypto platforms that rug pull all at the same time. That's all part of the plan because I thought ahead, I planned it out, I broke it down, and I'm living by the numbers. I'm living by the percentages. I'm living by the probabilities. I'm not living by my emotions. I don't need to feel good. I don't need to feel bad. I don't need to feel anything. I need the numbers to check out and I need the numbers to work out. And then if the feelings come later, that's great. Okay, that's wonderful. But I'm not in it for the feelings. Okay. Guys, just a quick little teaching there is that, you know, it says in the Bible that he who controls his spirit is better than somebody who takes over an entire city, right? What does that mean? That means the person who knows how to control their emotions has a huge advantage in life, in all areas of life, right? Stay icy, stay cold, right? Emotional control, right? You're not going to react over every single situation. Right? Now I've learned this the hard way, guys. I've had this, I've had this, believe me, I've had this drilled into my mind, right? I've gotten knocked down enough times that I know that, hey, this was something that I needed in my life. And for the things that I couldn't do on my own, I prayed about it. I sought God for deliverance, just to help me, right? Because there's some certain areas I know that I'm not going to be able to help myself, right? So I'm asking for your help, right? And that's part of the 12-step program, admitting you're powerless. Come to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him, right? That's all part of the steps of recovery, right? And so sometimes hardcore emotion can be like an addiction, right? It's like something that you keep feeding and you don't know why. It's not helping you, right? It's not making your life any better, but you keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it anyway. It's a vicious cycle, right? And so breaking that cycle has been a huge important thing in my life. And frankly, if you're going to be an investor, if you're going to be dealing with crypto programs, if you're going to be dealing with crypto trading, if you're going to be dealing with trading in general, you got to learn how to control and put your emotions aside and look at the numbers, right? We're not looking at the feelings, we're looking at the numbers. Either the numbers work or they don't. Either it adds up or it doesn't. It's really as simple as that. And that's the beautiful thing about the numbers. Hey, either it adds up or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, guess what? You can go back and fix it. You can create a formula, right, that does add up, right? You can create something that is going to work, right? And the emotions got nothing to do with it, right? But in this space, if you lose a trade, if you lose a crypto platform, if you have any type of quote unquote failure, you have to understand that that's part of the process, right? Nobody has a 100% track record, not even Warren Buffett, right? Not even George Soros, the famous Forex trader. Nobody has an impeccable, perfect track record. Everybody has losses. It's how you handle the losses, right? And it's how you hedge your bets, right? It's how you put in your stop loss, you put in your take profit. All of these things are super, super important. And a lot of times as traders, we know these things in our head, so we don't talk about it a whole lot. Like as a Forex trader, I don't harp on this probably as much as I should. But in the crypto space and dealing with the crypto platforms, it would be super important and it would be super beneficial for a lot of folks, right? If we could learn this thing about emotional control, playing it by the numbers, understanding that there's going to be losses, right? Not everything is going to be, sunshine and rainbows, right? We're going to take some hits. And anybody who does anything in life has to take hits, right? If you're going to move forward in life at all, you got to be willing to take the hit. You got to be willing to get knocked down. You got to be willing to take a risk. You got to be willing to step out and take a risk, or you're not going to have anything, right? You're going to be life is just going to be passing you by. You got to be willing to take a hit, right? It doesn't feel good, right? And that's the whole point. It's learning how to deal with it when it doesn't quote unquote feel good. Hey, maybe it doesn't feel good, but I'm not living by my feelings. I'm doing this by the numbers. I'm not here because of my feelings. I'm here because of the numbers. And at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, I know that the numbers are going to add up because I sat down and formulated a plan before I even started. All right, guys, let me answer a couple of these. Is Mage Wars working today? I'm unable to join. How do you join Mage Wars? Kindly, you're not working. Okay, so Mage Wars, I checked it this morning and it was working fine. So I don't know exactly what your issue is there. I know that there is a Telegram group that you can reach out to. You can ask for help there. And I would think that'd be the way to do it. There's probably a support somewhere too once once you do sign up. If you're unable to join, maybe try using a different browser. I use Google Chrome. Seems to work fine with Mage Wars. Uh, but yeah, as far as whatever particular exact issue you're having, I don't know what that is. So I don't think I can help you. All right. All right, let's just go ahead and crack into this, okay? We've got some we've got some comments about Novatech. We've got some comments about, me talking about the government. We've got some comments coming in about, what happened during the live Q&A session last week. So let's get into it, right? And it's like I said in the description, no comment is too saucy, right? No comment is too saucy for me to respond to. So you got a question, I got an answer for you. Okay, this person said, I love your content, but brother, be careful. These guys will take you out the game talking about the government. Well, here's the thing about me, right? And here's what you have to understand is that, yeah, dude, I already know that, right? I'm already aware of that, but I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong. Right. I don't think that I'm exercising my right to free speech here. Right. I'm exercising I can say what I think something is. It's the last time I checked, we're still in a free country and we can still express our opinions. Right. And if I come on here and say my opinion, hey, I know that I'm not doing anything wrong. Now, I've been in trouble in my life for things that I did do wrong. Right. And I've been punished when I should have been punished. Right. It was necessary, right? And I've also been in trouble with the authorities, right, for things that actually didn't do. Right? You get a reputation, you get a bad rap, and then that's it. That's it. It's a wrap. As you guys know, I'm a convicted felon. I'll always be a convicted felon. It doesn't matter if I go and start 50,000 schools, right, in Peru, right, to educate the kids in Peru, and I become I become a world class philanthropist, right, and I donate to charity, and I do 100 million things. It doesn't matter. What is going to be? It's going to say felon, a freaking felon. That's what it's going to say. It's time that I caught my felonies. That's it. That's what I'm going to be for the rest of my life. Doesn't matter what I do, right? So in a sense, I'm not worried about the government, quote unquote, taking me out of the game, right? That's already happened in my life, right? And glory to God, he delivered me from that situation because it definitely wasn't the cops, right? It definitely wasn't the government, right? When I got through that, and so hey, listen, I am here at the pleasure of God, and if something happens to me, then it's His will, right? And I'm not going to be worried, and I'm not going to be looking behind my back, and I'm not going to be watching what I say and watching what I talk about. No, I am confident in my faith. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in the things that I say. And look, if somebody has a problem with it, then they can have a problem with it. That's fine. But I would rather get in trouble for speaking the truth than to be timid and be a liar, right? Or just shut my mouth when I see injustices happening in the world. Well, I'm not gonna. I've never been that guy. I can't be that guy. Right, I got it from my mother. Right, my mother's the same way. She's very outspoken about her opinions and kind of a she if she sees something that's wrong, she's going to address it, right? She's not going to be afraid of that. I mean, even my mom has been to Facebook jail. So it is what it is. But definitely thank you for that comment. All right, next up, the last part of this live. This is about my live from last week. How to start over is extremely powerful. Let those who have ears hear. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, and it is it is a thing where look, at some point most people in life, especially if you do well in life, you've probably had to get zeroed out a couple times, right? Especially like if once you hit certain levels in life, you can get zeroed out, right? It happens. I mean, I'm not political, but look at Donald Trump. I mean, how many times has that guy gone bankrupt? Look at 50 Cent, right? Look at people who are very, very successful and very, very wealthy. Sometimes they just get zeroed out. Like, where did it all go? It's like you went to zero, but then usually they're able to get it back, right? And so I was just talking about what I would do if I were to get zeroed out today. And the first thing that I would do is find any kind of job. It could be cleaning out the sewers, right? It doesn't matter. It could be the grossest, most humbling, right? Whatever kind of I would get any kind of job. I would save up $10,000. I would invest in 1,000 into 10 different crypto platforms, creating myself a $50,000 a year passive income, and then I would learn how to trade. If I didn't already know how to trade, I would learn how to trade, and I would go into the markets and I would grow an account that way. So I would be growing my account in the markets and I would be providing myself a passive income. But what I would do is I would work like heck to get up to that first $10,000. So also a great comment. Thank you very much. Here is somebody who did a reply on Novatech. He is disagreeing with, I guess, something I said, but he's saying that Novatech is a scam. Okay. And what he is saying is it's a scam when you can see your money and earnings on a certain platform, but you can't get any withdrawals accomplished. What do you call it? A little situation? Okay. Well, hey, I see what you're saying. I see where you're coming from with that, and I see where you're going with that, but it doesn't mean it's a scam, right? Just because that, they're not able to process the withdrawals doesn't mean that it's a scam and that it always was a scam and that it's just a big Ponzi and it always was a big Ponzi. That's not necessarily true. It's a non sequitur. It does not follow, right? It's like, you know, throwing somebody in prison under circumstantial evidence only, right? You have to have concrete evidence, and there has to be proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Jury of your peers, yada yada yada, right? There has to be real hard evidence, and there's no real hard, rock solid evidence for what you're saying in terms of it being a scam. You don't know that it's a scam, right? And that's just a very, very simplified approach, right? To go, oh, it's not paying anymore, it must be a scam. Okay, but what about all the people that it was paying? And what about all the people that like became millionaires off of it, right? And what about all the people who, who made large sums of money in Novatech, right? Just because it's it had well, let's say it's failed, right? We don't know if it's fully for sure that it's failed or not. We do know that they're in court. I have brought that knowledge to you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. We know that they're dealing with the courts. We know that they're dealing with subpoenas. We know that they're dealing with stuff behind the scenes that they can't talk about, right? Because what's the first thing that happens when you get in trouble? Your lawyer says, "Zip it. Don't talk to anybody, not even your mama. Don't say nothing about this case. Don't talk. Don't say anything." That's what they say, right? And I can tell you that because I've got some experience in that department. Okay. And hey, so that's what's going on. Are they trying to get compliant? Yes, they're trying to get compliant. They're trying to figure out how can we move on with our company? How can we get back going? How can we, get compliant? And I gave you the example of iMarkets Live. Same thing happened to them. Same exact thing. It took them 2 years. They were in the courts. They were dealing with everything that they needed to do to get compliant. They finally figured out how to get compliant, and they came back, and they're a successful company today. They're one of the top uh, direct sales companies in the world now. So it can happen. Do I know that that's what's gonna happen with Novatech? No, I don't know. I hope so, that'd be great. But yeah, I mean, so just because you can see your money and earnings on a certain platform, but you can't get any withdrawals accomplished. So that means it's automatically a scam? It just means something happened, right? It doesn't mean like they got together in a dark basement somewhere and we're like, "Okay, yeah, how can we scam people out of their money? Yeah, let's do a fake program and operate for 4 years, right? And then just scam everybody out of their money, but let's do it in the worst way possible, right? If they were gonna pull the rug, man, they could have done that back in October of 2022, and they would have come out with a lot more money, believe me, right? But they didn't. They didn't. They were giving people their withdrawals. I know because I'm one of them that got my. They were giving people their withdrawals, and basically they gave. There was a run on the bank, and Novatech said, "Here, here, here, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it," and they got knocked down to the point where they haven't yet been able to get back up, and now they got these legal problems. That's what's going on. You think that it was just a whole big scam from the start? If it was a scam, it was one of the worst run scams in the history of time. If I were making a Ponzi scheme and I were Novatech, I would have gotten out in like September or October of 2022, and I'd be chilling somewhere on the beach with my feet up with billions of dollars. I wouldn't have paid people out. I wouldn't have tried to keep the company solvent, right? I wouldn't have gone through all this process still being in the United States. Are you kidding me? I would be out the door. You would not find me. Hit the like button because nobody else is giving you the same kind of sauce that I'm giving you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Nobody is taking the tough questions. Nobody is handling the curveballs, right? Taking the tough questions and giving you an honest, deep, and intelligent response. I'm not being triggered at you. I am responding to your question. This is just the way that I am. This is the way that I talk. You come at me in a certain way, I'm going to come back, right? It does don't take it personally. It's nothing personal. It's just that this is mental laziness. Mental laziness. Oh, it's a scam. Hey, Ponzi. Oh, yeah. Hey, what? Tell me another one, right? I never possibly thought that it could be a Ponzi scheme. Oh, that thought never came into my mind. Oh, no. Whoa, wow. You have some secret knowledge, right? You must have some secret source of knowledge that I don't have, right? And I never thought it could possibly be a Ponzi. Oh no! Wow, you get the reward for being brilliant brain of the year. It's a scam. What do you call it? A little situation? I call it 90% of businesses fail in their first year. It's not easy to start a successful business. Businesses fail. Most of them you never heard of because they never get off the ground, right? People try to start businesses every single day. They start LLCs, they start S corps, they start corporations, and the businesses fail. 90% of businesses fail. 501c3 ministries fail. Churches fail. Things that people try to do fail 90% of the time. This thing was going on for 4 years. It was doing great. It was rocking and rolling until until the powers that be decided to start with the legal stuff. And hey, now we are where we are. Novatech's not the only one that they came after. Yeah, after Coinbase. They're coming after Binance. They're coming after XRP. They're coming after crypto in general, right? Why? Why would they come after crypto? Because they can't control it, right? Right now they can freeze your bank account, right? Because it's your bank account, right? But it's really their bank account. Come on, let's be real. They could freeze your account right now if they wanted to, right? They can cancel you off of every social media platform right now if they wanted to, right? If you say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, tick off the wrong person, all of a sudden your YouTube account is gone, your Facebook account is gone, your bank account is frozen, your money has been liquidated. They can take it all back because they control it. They control the money, but they don't control Bitcoin, right? They don't control the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce. And they want that control. So naturally, right, they're gonna be against anything that's decentralized finance, right? And so, but the beautiful thing is you can't stop it, right? It's like trying to stop sex. You're not gonna stop it. It's just gonna happen. But why? Because it's who we are. It's part of the way that God made us. You're not gonna stop it. You're not gonna outlaw it. It doesn't matter what you say. Humans are always going to want to trade. So crypto is always going to be a thing. Trade is always going to be a thing. And if you're controlling your form of trade, then mankind is going to find another way to do it, right? Because that's what we are. That's who we are, right? The Native Americans traded. Everybody has trade. Trade is a part of who we are. It's built into our biology, right? You can't legislate it. You can't control it, right? You shouldn't be trying to. Why do you think crypto got so big in the first place? Why do you think DeFi is so popular in the first place? It's because there's too much control. You're squeezing people too hard. So they're finding another way, right? That's life. Life finds a way, right? Life finds a way. Somebody said, I can't hear you. I think that was a little bit of a joke, right? And I said, hey, listen, I'll try to crank it up a little louder for you. Right? If you can't hear me, I'll just yell a little bit louder, right? Okay. Here's a comment, guys. Eddie Alexandre, the CEO of MNFX, is going in prison. I think you mean going to prison for 9 years on August. I think you mean in August. Novatech CEO will be the next if they keep people's money. Okay, let me read that again. Eddie Alexandre, the CEO of MNFX, is going to prison for 9 years in August. Novatech CEO will be next if they keep people's money. Okay, well, first and foremost, these are two separate cases that you're talking about. Okay, you can't say what just because something happened in one case that the exact same thing is going to happen in another case, right? That's not true. It's every case is different, right? And so we will talk a little bit about MNFX, and we'll talk a little bit about Eddie Alexandre. But the main thing that I want to respond to with your question is, I just or not even your question, your comment is that no, I mean, if they play ball, they're not going to go to prison, right? That's the thing. If they play ball, they're not going to go to prison, but the government probably will get some of some of our money, right? That's probably more likely what's going to happen. So they call it a victims fund, right? The victims fund. The problem is the victims never get the victims fund, right? But I think that if Novatech is willing to play ball and they're willing to say, okay, you're saying this is not compliant, fine. We didn't know that this was not compliant, and of course they're going to do through lawyers and legal aids and things of that nature. You're saying it wasn't compliant. Okay, fine. What is compliant? How can we do something that's compliant? We want to obey your rules. We want to follow you. We want to be legal and we want to be legitimate. How do you get that? Right? That's not necessarily what happened with Eddie Alexandre, right? According to what has come out in the news, Eddie Alexandre was running a Ponzi scheme and ended up in prison for that. So that's going to be a different situation than what's going on with Novatech. And you think that they'll go to prison? That's kind of extreme, man. Most people don't go to prison, right? Well, when they're in Novatech situation, it's more of a thing of, hey, okay, you're saying I'm doing something illegal. I'm going to come back and saying, okay, how do we change this? How do we fix this? How You're saying we're not compliant? Okay, how do we become compliant? Right? And that's the steps that are happening right now. Okay, so nobody's head is on the chopping block, right? Nobody's going to prison, right? It's just not it's apples and oranges what you're comparing it to. So basically, MNFX Ponzi quote unquote Ponzi scammer, Eddie Alexandre, has been sentenced to 9 years in prison. Following a guilty plea back in February, Alexandre was sentenced on July 18th, so he pled guilty. Speaking on Alexandre's sentencing, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams stated, Eddie Alexandre defrauded tens of thousands of ordinary investors of almost $250 million in his cryptocurrency investment scam. Alexandre's fraud was brazen and included fabricating weekly investment returns of at least 5% out of thin air and falsely claiming to use artificial intelligence trading technology that did not even exist. Most egregiously, Alexandre recruited many of his investors by exploiting his position of trust within his church and the Haitian community, even going so far as to enlist members of the church to help recruit MNFX investors. Okay, Eddie Alexandre made appearances at Haitian churches with the MNFX branding. Okay, as today's sentence demonstrates, cryptocurrency executives who lie and cheat their customers will be held accountable for their crimes. And that was something said by the DA in that case. MNFX was an MLM crypto Ponzi scheme launched in late 2021. The Ponzi scheme pitched weekly returns to investors purportedly derived via Forex trading. In reality, what little trading Alexandre did engage in resulted in substantial losses. Investor funds were used to perpetuate a classic Ponzi scheme with Alexandre skimming off the top. Okay, instead of using investors' funds as he had promised, Alexandre also misdirected at least approximately 14,700,000 to his personal bank account. For example, Alexandre used 155,000 in investor funds to purchase a BMW car for himself and spent an additional 13,000 of investor funds on car payments, including two Mercedes Benz. MNFX and Alexandre primarily targeted Haitian communities in the U.S. In addition to that, MNFX was promoted by people in the United States. In what is a rare instance of authorities shutting down an MLM Ponzi scheme before it collapsed, the FBI, DOJ, and CFTC moved against MNFX in May 2022. Alexandre's sentencing wraps up MNFX criminal proceedings. The CFTC civil case is still paying out. As of May 2023, the court appointed MNFX receiver had recovered 173 million out of the 260 million invested. So 260 million, I guess that you can call that a quarter of a billion. Yeah, quarter billion. So that's what happened with Eminem FX is basically he pleaded guilty. So right, instead of trying to find a way out of it, they must have got him like cold, dead to rights, and for whatever reason he pleaded guilty, and now he's going to prison for 9 years, right? Which if he's doing Fed time, he'll probably do most of that. But Fed time is easy time. He'll be playing tennis. He'll be playing golf, right? He'll be you can the blacks and the whites can share a cell together there. I mean, he's going to be doing some easy time. Okay, he's people rarely get stabbed in the feds. He's going to be doing some easy time. Three hots and a cot. But that's not necessarily the same thing that's going to happen with Novatech, right? No, we're not. You're comparing apples to oranges here, man. All right, this person said, Vaughn, man, you be cracking me up, rolling on the floor. See this head that's talking? This is a video. Right, exactly. So the head that's talking right now, this is the video, right? This is the video. You're now watching the video, right? Underneath the video, there's something called a description. And in that description, you can click the more button. It'll open up the description and you can find the links to all the platforms that I deal with, right? There it is, right? That is the breakdown. Right? People still email me all the time. I need the link. I don't have the link. Where do I find the link? Dude, like, how many times I say it, like, twice every video. Alright, here's one, on QP. QP is sick in a good way. I've been doing it for 11 days, and it is close to 25%. Who's giving that kind of return? And then another person said about QP, unlimited freedom. Hey, man, I want to thank you. I found you after trying to find answers to what was going on with Novatech, and I learned a lot about passive income and invested into Vortic, QP, and CloudFi as well. Your content has really helped me. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate that. Now, let me ask you guys a question after reading that comment. Do you think Nazi Patrol is getting comments like that? I don't think so. Do you think that other YouTubers who just make channels to hate on people and just talk crap are getting any kind of feedback like that? I don't think they are. Right? Let's take a look at it again. Unlimited freedom. Hey, man, I want to thank you. I found you after trying to find answers to what was going on with Novatech, and I learned a lot about passive income and invested into Vortic, QP, and CloudFi as well. Your content has really helped me, right? That's why we do what we do here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, right? And I appreciate the comment. I do read those comments. I love to hear those. Also the emails that you guys send me expressing your gratitude, expressing your thankfulness. I really appreciate all of that. Right. And so, what we're doing here is we're doing something that adds value to the world, adds value to people's life. Right. We're not just making channels trashing other people for views and for clicks. Right. That's not how we do it here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. We're actually making something called a positive impact. Hey, what do you think? Imagine that. Right. Imagine that. Okay. So this person said QP says that they trade only on the New York Stock Exchange, but their trades show Tesla, and Tesla trades on the Nasdaq. Oh, you got him. You caught him. It's a fraud, right? It's a big scam, right? You got us. You got it. Okay, no. Okay. Listen, the Nasdaq is part of the New York Stock Exchange. The S&P 500 is part of the New York Stock Exchange. They're just measuring tools, right? To Nasdaq deals with technology stocks, which Tesla is a technology stock, right? And S&P 500 deals with the top 500 companies, on the New York Stock Exchange. So, yeah, nice try there, Mr. or Mrs. Internet Detective. Nice try. But all you did there is show that you are completely ignorant of what the stock market is, what the New York Stock Exchange is, and how the New York Stock Exchange works and operates. So that's what you showed, right? I'm not making a fool out of you here. Okay, you did it to yourself with that comment. All right, I love you, I appreciate you, but that comment was completely nonsensical. All right, can you show the Sportsbook Partners page and what you have gained from it? I am interested in that. Oh yeah. Yeah, let me show you that, and then I'm also gonna I'll show you guys my bank account too. How would that be? How about I just go on here and open up my Bank of America bank account, let you guys see my routing number, my account number, let you see every single deposit I make, let you see what I spend my money on, right? While we're at it, right? Why don't I just show you all my money? Why don't I just show you all my funds? Why don't I give you my home address? Right, and everything else. How my social security number. I also like long walks on the beach. You want to hold my hand? You want to take a long walk on the beach? Right. What else would you like to know? Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, here you go. Let me just show you everything. Let me open up the doors and show you every single thing I do, including my bank account, my savings account, right? Let me show you all of that, right? Wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't you want to see that? Now, what is really behind this question, okay? What is really behind this question? Let me find this already. Let me find this again. Can you show the Sportsbook Partners page and what you have been gained from it? I am interested in that. I'm sure you're interested. I'm sure you're interested because this is your gotcha moment. Oh, I got him. I got him. He's not going to show me his back office. He's not going to show me what he made. I got him. See, I proved it. I got him. He's a fake. He's a fraud. Oh, yeah. Why don't I go show you my back office? How about I show you my bank account too? Right? What else would you like to know? Right? Apparently, you want to know about how I robbed my teacher in the third grade, right? Hey, guess what? You want some sauce on Vaughn? You want some you want to spill a secret from Vaughn? Yeah, I stole some candy in the third grade, right? From my third grade teacher. Make a YouTube video about it. I'm sure people will want to watch. See, emotional control, guys. That's what it's all about. Emotional control, stability. All right, let's see what else we got going on today. Yeah, and while I'm at it, I'll show you my bank account. How about that? Then will you believe me? Hey guys, I'm telling the truth here. Believe me. Here, look. Here's my tax return. Here's my bank account. Do you believe me now? Dude, if they don't believe you of what you're talking, they're not going to believe you if you show them a bank account. They're not going to believe you if you show them a tax return. They're going to, oh, that's fake. He faked it. Look here, here, and here. You can see the parts where he faked it, and he used AI technology to create a fake generated tax return. He's a big, that's a gentleman, scrimina. He's a big liar, right? He's a fake. And if that's what you want to say, just say it, right? Have a little bit of courage, right? Can't you even muster up the courage when you're sitting in your mom's basement on your laptop computer with Cheeto stains all over your clothes? You haven't changed your clothes in a week. You stink. You got a video game going on in the background. Your facial hair is all grown out. You know, you got one eye looking this way, the other eye looking that way. Can't you muster up enough courage to just call it like you see it? What, you got some sort of problem? How about you say it? Right? I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Okay. All right, let's move on. Hi, can I get your email to share an opportunity? Low risk. It's been operating since 1996, or can I make a contact via LinkedIn? Sure. I mean, just send me an email. The link's in the description, right? So this video, right? The description of the video, there's a link there. It's a link to my email. You can shoot me an email. Okay. You don't, guys, you don't have to ask my permission. If you want to send me an email, just send me an email, right? If I do look at all my emails, I'm not able to get back to everybody, unfortunately. But if I see something that's interesting and I see something that looks like it's going to be a good investment for me, something that's going to work, then I'll jump in, right? There you go. This person said, "It's truly sad. I don't like getting into politics, but that's the liberals and the Biden administration for you. They're taking this country down very quickly." Yeah, I mean, look, man, I don't really go in for politics. And the thing is, I think it's bigger than that. I think it's the whole way that the system is set up, right? Because you've got, it's not like Biden can come in and just change everything, right? You've got the presidential executive, you've got the judicial, the Supreme Court, and you've got the congressional, the Congress, right? So all of those have to work in tandem to do anything in this country. But I think the problem is bigger. I think the problem is just with, honestly, I don't think either party would want to give up control, right? They've never done that before. Like, and the more control that they get, the more that they keep it, right? So I don't. I mean, yeah, I was just not really my thing, man, but thanks for the comment. I said something about going to Haiti, and somebody thought that I was hating on Haiti. Just for the record, guys, I don't hate on Haiti, right? I'm cool with Haiti, right? I love Haiti. I love all of the different nationalities and countries and all that. I'm not, I don't hate on any specific country. I don't know why you would say that exactly. This person said, "Do you think that the USA investors lost our funds about Novatech?" And somebody replied, "I think the funds were stolen by the regulatory agencies and lawyers." Yeah, pretty much. At the end of the day, the ones who are really going to get rich off of this whole Novatech debacle is going to be the lawyers, right? And then whatever's left over, excuse me, is going to go into the victims fund, right? That's where the government people are getting their Mercedes Benz, right? That's where the government people are getting their what did he buy, a BMW or something like that? The Ponzi guy. Well, they're getting their BMW from your victims fund, right? But it's okay because it's legal for them to do it, right? If they can do the same thing, but for them it's legal. For somebody else, oh no, you're getting 9 years in prison. But for us, it's legal. Why? Because we are on the team. We're on the winning team, so we can do what we want, right? This is another one about Novatech. Will litigation force Novatech to return at least our seed money? Okay, I said, yeah, litigating it will get your money back. You won't get the money though. The government's going to keep the money in your victims fund. And the this other person said, The US government is not in the business of recovering and giving your money back when they know you willingly gave it to serial fraudsters. There are hundreds of these MLM Ponzi's going on every day, disguised and promoted as legitimate trading, and people willingly join them due to BS promoters and dreams of becoming rich. Trust me, the SEC is laughing at you. They would love to put the Petyons in prison, but for you, they know you will just move on looking for the next quick buck. So why bother? Prove me wrong. Right. And that's somebody named Mad Genius, and nobody responded to him. So yeah, well, there you go. Here's your attention, Mad Genius. Right? And the thing the whole thing about the proof is that's just the point, right? A lot of these things can't be proven, right? So it's like you get the one side that's like it's a Ponzi, but I can't prove it, and the other side it's legitimate, but I can't prove it, right? So it's like kind of a double edged sword there, and you're just going around and around. Tiresome, man, very tiresome. Okay, and it's also a little bit mentally lazy. Somebody said things are getting better and better at CloudFi. Oh yeah, here's a breaking news announcement for you guys about CloudFi. They gave Jan Gregory the boot. So if I don't know if anybody cares on here, but Jan Gregory, who was like the head marketer or the somebody who was doing marketing work for CloudFi, they kicked him out probably because people don't like him, right? People blame him for what happened with what you call it, Coin Market Bull, and the other one was Pegasus or something like that. It's not coming to me. Anyway, he was the promoter behind some things that didn't work out, and so he got the boot. Jan Gregory has been kicked out of CloudFi. You heard it here first at the Unlimited Freedom Network. But CloudFi is cool, man. CloudFi's been working fine for me. I don't understand why anybody hates on CloudFi. I mean, it's like it's gonna go away. Okay, and what's your point, right? Eventually, probably they'll all go away, right? At some point or another. Not one of these programs has ever lasted forever, right? And we shouldn't be you shouldn't have that mentality in this space that something's just going to last forever and it's going to just be the gravy train, right? That's not the correct mentality to have. The correct mentality to have is to get your seed money back right away, withdraw early, withdraw often, never invest anything that you cannot afford to lose, diversify, right? Developmental toughness, all of these things that I talk about here on the Unlimited Freedom Network, that is what you have to do in this space, right? You can't sit here and think that something's going to be around forever, right? And people who are like that, you're going to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait until finally CloudFi is coming to an end, whenever that is, and then you'll get in right at the end and lose your money and go, "I told you so. I told you so." I heard that there's people who actually wait until these platforms have problems just so they can get in, just so they can lose their money and then prove themselves right because they have such a need to be right. Right, they have such a need that they're hitting you with that sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. They have such a need to be right that they're willing to that they actually try to lose. You learn something new every day. Somebody said, "Great job, thank you." Somebody said, "In your opinion, any chance Novatech makes a comeback? I have over $100,000 in there." Yeah. So, in my opinion, does Novatech make a comeback? I mean, sure, you can have my opinion, but that's all it is. It's just an opinion. I'm not counting on it. Right? I barely even the only time I really think about Novatech is when you guys write me these Novatech comments, or if I have something that I have to say or something that I got to get out on a video about Novatech. And usually it gives us a little bit of fuel for the fire, just for things to talk about. And but as for me, I don't. I mean, I don't even think about it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to make any predictions, though. It could go either way. But if it were me, I would like the quote unquote money that I still have in Novatech. I don't even think about it. Right. I've moved on. I've diversified. I've gotten into other programs. I've gotten into other platforms. And yeah, so sometimes you got to chuck it up for a loss. And then if you do get it back, great. I know $100,000 is a lot of money and I feel for you. Hopefully you weren't lied to about it when you first got involved. But at some point, you just got to say, okay, I lost that money. So how can I do it better next time? Right. And learn from it instead of just sitting there hoping, hoping, hoping against hope that one day you're going to get that money back. Right. You learn from it. All right. Let's move on. Somebody said Surfshark VPN. Okay, shout out to Surfshark VPN. Yeah, I recommend that you guys get a VPN. Anybody who doesn't have one, I recommend that you get one. I also recommend that you get a mailing address outside of the US, right? Because as things continue, more and more of these companies are going to start opening up and doing business outside of the US, and they're not even going to want people with a US address to join because they just don't want to deal with these problems. They don't want to deal with the heavy regulation. They don't want to deal with the legal stuff, like, they don't wanna get a cease and desist order or something stupid like that, you know what I mean? They just don't wanna deal with it, right? And so they're starting to get hip to the fact that, hey, if you're gonna sign up, you need to provide an address outside of the United States, and, some of them, they won't even let you access the website from the United States, so that's why it's important to have a VPN, which allows you to set your IP address for outside of the United States, that way you can set your VPN for, like, I don't know, Taiwan or Indonesia or the UK or wherever have you, and then you can access whatever you need to access from doing that. Somebody said, "Thank you very much for this video. What a motivation to continue. God bless you, Vaughn." Okay, God bless you too as well. And they were talking about the video where I made a little cut from the Q&A last week where I talked about what I would do if I got zeroed out, which apparently some of you guys like that. So shout out to you guys for that. This person said, will anyone ever get their money back, right? About Novatech. I'm gonna tell you what I've been saying and what I've always said. Dude, don't count on it, right? If you do get it back, that's great, but don't count on it. Don't sit there and worry about it, right? I mean, at this point, just chuck it up for a loss and move on, right? Either you're going to stay in the space, you're going to learn from it, you're going to get back up and you're going to do it better next time, or you'll just leave the space altogether, right? You just throw your hands up and say, I'm out. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Go do whatever, get a 9 to 5 job. Right. I mean, that's because the fact is, these things are going to happen in this space. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, at the beginning of this live session here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. I was talking about losing. And what do we do when we lose? What do we do when we lose a trade, right? What do we do when we lose in a crypto platform? How do we respond to it? And that's what separates the people who survive in this space from the people who just say, oh, it was a big scam. I got scammed. Poor me. I'm a victim, right? And then I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be hard to make back $100,000 if you just go out and try to work at Dairy Queen or something like that. You know what I mean? But in this space, if you're giving yourself a passive income of 60 or 70 or 80,000 a year, well, hey, it doesn't become so hard. It's just like a couple years of diversifying in the space, learning how to trade, right? Learning how to put together some risk management strategies. I mean, I've told you guys, I don't have to do anything, right? I can just live off of my passive income that I have from being in the different platform. I'm in 15 different passive income platforms at the moment. I'm looking to sign up for more. Actually, I'm going to be signing up for a new one probably today, and I'll tell you guys about that whenever I do it. I want to test it out, see if it works, test a withdrawal. But hey, dude, I mean, I spread out my risk, right? And the passive income. I mean, I could just live off of that if I wanted to at this point, and anybody can do it, right? I'm not special. Sounds like someone has been to church. Sweet brother, I'm glad you did this. Okay. All right. Thank you for the comment. Trying to sign up for CloudFi, link not working. Yeah, no, the link should work. I know that the CloudFi link in my description had to be updated. So the CloudFi link that's in my description now is good because they changed their domain from CloudFi dot something or other. They changed it to CloudFi.info. So I've updated my link in my link description. So if you do want to, if you're interested in CloudFi, you want to check that out, you can just go to the description, click the link in the description, or copy and paste it into your browser, and that will take you over to CloudFi. And you'll be able to check out what's going on there. Thank you always for the good information. You are welcome. Shout out to you. Okay, here's another one on Novatech. This person said this has nothing to do with why Novatech got snuffed. There is a lot more to it, none of which prevents them from returning people's investment or at least the bonus account. Okay, yeah, you are wrong. Okay, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you other than just to say that yeah, there is. Right? They can't do anything right now, right? When you're if you're being under investigation, if you've got subpoenas, right? If you're in the courts, there's nothing you can do, right? And the last thing that they want to do is start playing around with that money, especially if people are watching them, right? They don't want to add more problems, right, to the fire. So sometimes these things get frozen while they're being investigated. Hopefully, it will get unfrozen in the future. We don't know, but you're oversimplifying it. That's the whole problem with that. So this person was asking if Novatech FX will come back. Like I said, I don't know. Uh, it's just doesn't that shouldn't matter at this point. I mean, I think that the most healthy way to deal with it and the best way to deal with it is to just move on, right? And then if you do get that money back in the future, or if if Novatech does come back in the future, great. That's just icing on the cake. That's just a bonus, right? But don't sit there stagnant waiting for something, you know what I mean? And because I know that a lot of people invested their money, they invested their heart and soul, they invested everything into Novatech, and they really, really believed in it. They were really, really bought into it. And this thing has hit them like a large smack to the face, like a ton of bricks, right? It's hit them hard. I understand, right? But I think that it's not healthy to just stay in this place of wanting Novatech to come back and not doing anything else and not making any other moves. I think that the healthiest way to do it is say, "Hey, this happened with Novatech. I'm gonna write off the money. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. There's nothing I can do about it anyway, and I'm going to look at other plays, right? I'm going to look at other ways to make money right now. And then if they do come back in the future, great, right? If they don't, hey, then they don't." All right, let's see what else we got going on. This person said, "Thank you for putting the real info out there versus the visceral Novatech Ponzi, Novatech fraud, Novatech night flight, hogwash. It was long overdue." Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm not, I'm not gonna be an extremist on either side, right? I don't wanna, people were looking for Novatech to fail, right? The Ponzi people are always gonna look for uh they're always gonna look for them to be right, right? They're using the sign language, the shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. So they're always going to have that, and they're always going to rejoice when somebody fails. They're always going to like when somebody falls, they're going to make a video about it. When somebody fails, they're going to make a video about it, right? They're what they're doing is they're rejoicing in other people's pain. They're rejoicing in other people getting hurt. They're rejoicing in the company because they have such a need to be right, right? That they can't see, they're blinded to what's really going on. And it's like I said, it's just a little bit of intellectual laziness to just say, "Oh, it's a Ponzi. Oh, it's just a fraud." I'm so smart. You people are so stupid, right? Okay, you feel better about yourself? Yeah, I'll be stupid and be driving a nice car and living in a nice house and going on vacations. Yeah, I'll be stupid, right? You go ahead and be smart and do whatever it is you're doing, right? Because you're not living the lifestyle that I'm living. I don't know what kind of lifestyle you're living, right? But you're smart and I'm stupid. Okay, there you go. That works for me, right? I'll be stupid and I'll be stupid at the bank, right? Collecting those payments. All right. This person said, "What other companies like Novatech that you can invest and receive weekly income on your investment?" I would have to say that if you're looking for something that's like Novatech and that's kind of like how Novatech should have been, I would look at Vortic United. Okay, Vortic United they've got good weekly percentages. right? Manageable weekly percentages. They're doing crypto trading. They're not actually doing any forex trading, which is one of the things that got Novatech in trouble. Is that they were doing forex trading along with the crypto trading. Vortic United is not doing forex trading. They're only doing crypto trading. Also, one of the things that got Novatech shut down, or that got Novatech that blew up and exploded Novatech, was Novatech had something called a run on the bank. A run on the bank is when everybody pulls out their money all at the same time. So when the news came out in October, November, that the Canada problem happened with the legal problems. Then they had the legal problems in California. Later that next year, they had legal problems in Wisconsin. And when the legal problem started, it created a run on the bank, meaning everybody withdrew everything all at once, or they all tried to withdraw everything all at once. And since they could, Novatech attempted to oblige, and that's when all their liquidity went lickety split, right? All their liquidity went splat. All their liquidity went away because everybody made a run on the bank, withdrew their money at the same time. Vortic United locks up your initial investment for certain time periods, right? For example, I know that one of the packages locks the initial investment for 32 weeks, right? And if everybody's initial investment is locked for a certain period of time, that means that by definition, there cannot be a run on the bank because you cannot just withdraw all your money anytime you want. So that solves the run on the bank problem, right? Here's another problem that Novatech had. Their support was terrible. There was no customer support. Vortic United has very good customer support. So I look at Vortic United kind of as Novatech 2.0, right? Or as Novatech as it should have been. It's very similar. You can reinvest, you can compound yourself into kingdom come, right? You can compound yourself into a heart attack, you can compound yourself into a frizzy, you can compound yourself into passing out, you can just compound yourself into the next life, right? Because I know that's what the Novatech people love to do. You're gonna compound yourself until you're a multimillionaire, and then you're gonna lose everything because you're never gonna take anything out. The company's gonna rug pull, and you're hey, okay. Where can I get into the next compounding project? I don't recommend that, right? I recommend I recommend taking some of the profit, right? I mean, hey, call me crazy, but I like to take profit. But I think Vortic United it would be your best bet, right? I'm not telling you what to do. Do your own due diligence. Look into it for yourself. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Okay, that's it. And I like Vortic United, and those are the reasons why. I think that as far as similarities to Novatech, I think probably that's the closest, most similar one. I would think. I don't know. This person said, "Good video. I'm a fan of telling the people the truth, and you did an amazing job." Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate you. Keep coming back because there's a lot of orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce that you're going to be getting here at the Unlimited Freedom Networks. Nobody's giving you the same kind of sauce that I'm giving you. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line, guys. This person said, "I agree with you. I mean, Novatech was making payments to everyone regularly. And then this crap started with the state of California, started with the downward spiral. And since then, the big financial companies colluded with the USA and started this crap." Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean the big financial companies, they're locked in, like the big banks and stuff, is they're locked into the global financial system as it is, right? So they have not upgraded to crypto. And frankly, why do you think it's called the Exodus wallet, right? That's called the Exodus wallet because the Exodus is when Moses led the Israelites out of bondage, out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage into the promised land. That's what Exodus meant. That's what the Exodus was. So Exodus is like we're making an exodus out of the traditional financial system into the crypto system, and there is freedom, right? I might even say unlimited freedom, right? That can be achieved through doing that, right? So shout out to you. I appreciate the compliment. Okay, and this person said, "Don't tell nonsense or lies. Novatech is a Ponzi system that has collapsed. Nothing to do with the SEC's persecution of the crypto world. Where are the Novatech permits to operate? It hadn't. It was that simple. It was out of the law. You're breaking the law. Where is your friend Cynthia? Why don't she come out and give explanations? Because she is a thief who is in hiding, but he will end up in jail, okay? Karma is wise. There's your moment in the sun, right? I just read your comment, right? There is your 10-second dirty high, right? There's your attention for the day. Okay, this is what he wanted to say, guys, and this is what he said, and here I am reading your comment on a live broadcast here at the Unlimited Freedom Network because I will read anybody's comment, right? I will respond to anybody's comment, right? Now, you guys are, I mean, here's the thing. This whole Ponzi thing is very, very unoriginal, right? It's very, very mentally lazy type of thinking, right? And so you're just you're not coming up with anything new here, right? And you're saying that it was not operating under the law. Well, that is debatable, my friend. That is debatable, and that's what the whole debate is about. The whole problem with the crypto world right now is that the debate is about, are they operating under the law or are they not? Does the SEC, when they talk about securities, are they talking about cryptocurrencies or not? That's the whole debate. You say it's against the law. Other people say it's not against the law. And that's the whole debate. That's exactly what's being hashed out in the courts right now. And they don't. I mean, does it? Do the old laws apply to cryptocurrency? Some people say yes. Other people say no. That's the whole freaking point. That's the whole debate, right? You are partisan in your belief that Novatech was operating outside of the law. Novatech was doing crypto trading, which was perfectly legal for them to do in the United States until you had the question as to whether or not cryptocurrency was a security. And if it was a security, then it falls under the jurisdiction of SEC laws. Then it falls under that jurisdiction. But that's the whole question. Is it a security or not? Some people say yes, some people say no. That's what they're trying to hash out in the courts right now. And it hasn't been decided yet, okay? It hasn't been decided. There's case law that you can pull out on either side, right? But it hasn't been decided. It hasn't been agreed upon. There's the situation, right? So thank you for the comment. And there's your history finance lesson for the day. Okay. Okay. This comment makes no sense. I don't even know if I'm gonna read it. Basically, they're just saying, I'm not buying your explanation. It's not an explanation. It's just the truth. The truth is the truth, whether you're buying it or not, right? Like the truth, the sky is blue, right? You can sit there and believe that the sky is green, but the truth is the sky is blue. Whether you believe it's blue or not is irrelevant. That's the fact. That's the simple fact. That's the simple truth. The sky is blue, right? You can believe that it's not. You can believe whatever you want. You can say, I disagree with Vaughn. Vaughn says the sky is blue, and I disagree. I say the sky is green. Okay, disagree all you want, man. It doesn't stop it from being true. Just because you don't just because you don't agree with it, you say the sky is not blue. Well, hey, 99.9% of the world would disagree with you, right? It's my truth. There is no truth. It's my truth. It's your truth. It's his truth. Give me a break, right? This type of thinking is going to lead to the downfall of Western society, right? His truth, her truth, their truth, that truth, this truth. There's only one truth. And the truth is the truth, whether it feels good, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, it is what it is, right? So, yeah, fine. Go ahead and think that the sky is green. Be my guest, right? It doesn't change the truth. I'm not buying your explanation. Okay, I'm not selling the explanation, right? but I am selling my trading course, link in the description, right? Where it's attainable, achievable, sustainable. It's how I was able to make more than I ever made before. Get my trading course, link in the description. I'm selling that, right? You want to buy something? You can buy that. You don't have to buy my explanation. I'm not selling my explanation. You can buy my trading course. How about that? This person said, excellent vid. Thank you. You're welcome. This person said, that's so bad. Okay, not sure what you mean by that, but thank you for the comment. Here comes the spammer. This guy spammed the living daylights out of my freaking channel. Here's somebody on Cynthia. Cynthia should be given the statement about present situation of Novatech and if our money gets back out. If she does give a statement, it's going to probably be her lawyer that gives a statement. But since they haven't given a statement, means they're probably not going to until they get some of this stuff sorted out with the court system behind the scenes, right? That's what's another thing that you guys got to understand. When you get in trouble with, it's not necessarily in trouble, but when you, well, yeah, it is. I mean, whether you're being civilly litigated or criminally litigated, if you're litigation is a punishment all in and of itself because you're spending all this money on the lawyers, this, that, and the other thing. You're just taking away your time. It's taking away your peace, taking away your security. So litigation sucks, no matter how you look at it. But what I will tell you as somebody who's been through a lot of litigation in my life, the first thing your lawyer is going to tell you is don't say anything and definitely don't make a statement. Okay, there's your answer. Mm-mm. Godly gains. You are spamming my channel, man. And I have to say, you're looking a little bit unstable there, brother. And for me to say that, that's saying something, right? For Vaughn to say you're looking a little bit unstable, yeah, that says a lot in and of itself, wouldn't you think? Mhm. This person said, "Told you so," and then stop promoting Ponzi schemes, thief. I'm not, right? What's the last Ponzi scheme that I promoted? Yeah, I mean, what's the last one I promoted? Right? Yeah, how am I promoting a Ponzi scheme? Right? This person said, "So many people creating content using Novatech's name. Why can't you just allow us to wait in peace?" Hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Right? Nobody's forcing you to go click on the channel. Nobody's forcing you to watch the videos. You want to hear this information. You like to hear this information, right? You're here for the sauce. You're here for the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce that you're not getting anywhere else. And even though you say, please let us wait in peace, you really want to listen to this, right? That's why you're clicking on it. That's why you're listening to it, right? If you really wanted to wait in peace, then go wait in peace. You don't have to be here, right? Nobody's holding nobody's forcing you, right? Nobody's forcing you. Somebody said, well said, brother. Thank you. Let's see. This guy said, rather than get a VPN, just move out of the USA. Okay. And that this one comes with a warning, right? Some folks don't like certain truths being told. Yep, I know. It's all good. They can't silence everybody, right? They can't take us all out, right? All right. This is a solid G. I put my money in Novatech while I learned how to trade. It wasn't my last, and I can make it back. I'm getting my money up because quarter four, aka holiday season, is near, and it's a great opportunity for traders. You are official. And I said that is a great mindset. And yeah, appreciate the comment. So I said, cool, okay. Somebody said, hey, yo, let's go, my guy, Bond. Shout out to Lambo Drew. If you guys have not checked out Lambo Drew, make sure you check out Lambo Drew, TMT. Go like and subscribe to his channel. He has some good stuff. This person said, Novatech was going strong, and I had messages constantly in Telegram from people asking me about Novatech. I thought Novatech had a branch out of the country just for that reason. Right. Yeah. And so did they. Right. By the way, that's another reason why Novatech thought that they wouldn't be getting into trouble, because they thought that, hey, since we're doing our Forex operation overseas and we're only doing cryptocurrency operations on US soil, we'll be able to get out of trouble. But it didn't work out like that. So you're exactly right. They did have, they were doing certain operations overseas, but the problem is they live in the United States. And also the problem is that the Forex trading profits were mixed in with the crypto profits, right? And so it could be said that that since they lived in the United States, what they were doing was, what they were doing was operating from the United States. So that's a good point, but it's not gonna, the point is they were living in the state of Florida. The point is they were mixing the funds between the forex and the crypto trading, and I think that's what got them hung up. It's not the first time it's happened. Okay, it happened to iMarkets Live. iMarkets Live got through it. It took them 2 years of litigation, but they got through it. Right. By the way, I did see your chat, and I recommend getting the Exodus wallet. Link in the description. Right, get the Exodus wallet. Well, that's the wallet I use anyway. All right. How much USDT do I need to start? And that was with Mage Wars. So if you want to start Mage Wars, make sure you get a MetaMask wallet. And I would recommend using BNB, not USDT. This person said, "Your information here is freaking awesome. Everyone in our space is or interested in learning about crypto, etc., needs to watch this. Thank you. I do appreciate it." Right? Because let's face it, here on YouTube, you're not getting the same kind of sauce that you're getting here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. You're just not, right? You're not getting the perspective broken down to you from a forex trader, for somebody who's been in the space, from somebody who actually uses the crypto platforms, does forex trading, has small businesses, right, and has the background, right, and the history that I have, right. So you're not going to get the same kind of sauce anywhere else on the internet. So I thank you for recognizing that. Okay, this person said the logo is backwards. Yeah, you caught me. I had to do a couple videos from my smartphone because I had some technical difficulties, so I had to get a new camera, which is why you're watching me now in 4K. Right, this is being broadcast in 4K with my new 4K camera. Right, but my camera was out of whack. My computer was out of whack. It was just a mess. So I ended up having to do a lot of videos from my smartphone. And what it was doing at first was it was flipping the Unlimited Freedom logo and making it go backwards. And so that's what you noticed there. Okay. So this person said, now you are busy talking about them. What will you do when they go quiet? What will you say? Just shut up. No, you shut up. Dude, and I said, dude, you need to use spell check. And he said, you've been busy promoting scam after scam. Come on, man, go look for a job. I would, but I'm a convicted felon, so I can't get a job. Right? I can't even work at McDonald's. But thank you for the tip. Right? And I said, no, I'm actually making more from all the scams, which is a little bit of sarcasm in case you guys didn't pick that up. All right. This guy says Nord is terribly slow. Try Tunnel Bear. Okay, that's a VPN. So shout out to Tunnel Bear VPN. This is a platform that I talked about, Vecubur. Somebody said, I'm in this one and I love it. No problems. It runs smooth. I started with the UHeart platform. I got my daily profit and my return on investment when the term ended. Now I'm in the Elston. Cool. Yeah, and so somebody asked how the platform is going. So far, the platform is going fine, and that's the Vecubur platform. If you guys have not seen my video on Vecubur, you can see that in my videos. It's an overseas platform, right? So you will have to have an address. I believe you'll have to have an address outside of the country, and you'll probably have to access Vecubur with a VPN. But it's cool, right? It's reminiscent of Vortic United with the different type of packages and the different daily returns that you're able to get. You withdraw your profits, you get certain ROIs. I broke it down line by line in my latest video that I did on Vecubur, and I will have another video coming out soon about Vecubur. And Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm not making some good profit from them. It's a guild, right? And so they're bringing back the whole idea of a guild. And what a guild was in the olden days, right, is a guild where people would get together who had a specific trade. Like you had the I don't know, the fighters guild, right? You've got the, you've got the blacksmith guild, right? You've got the I don't know, the farmers guild. You would have guilds of different people who would come together, but they were in the same trade. And so what Vacuber is, it's a guild for us crypto passive income enthusiasts. It's a guild where we can all come together, we can help one another out, we can provide support for one another, we can grow our crypto, right? And so I like that they took the idea of the guild and they've applied it to modern days, and so the whole idea behind VecuBird to me is a cool idea. It's an innovative idea, and I just like what they're doing as a company, and I like that that the returns are coming in and that we're getting paid, right? So yeah, does it mean it's going to be around forever? No, I don't know, but hey, that's what we do here, right? We're in a lot of different spaces. We spread out our risk, right? And some of the platforms are going to be good, some of them are going to be bad. I lost out on two platforms I didn't even tell you guys about, right? Because I got in and they rug pulled it like as soon as I got in. That's fine. That's the name of the game, right? Because my profits far exceed my losses, and your profits have to be more than your losses. You got to win more trades than you lose, so to speak, right? If you do 100 trades and you win 60, you're a freaking rock star, right? And it's the same thing in the crypto space, man. You know what I mean? You got to know what kind of space you're in. You got to know what kind of risk you're taking. If you want the large returns, you got to play in the more risky spaces. Simple as that, guys. These are high yield returns. These returns you couldn't get when I was growing up. Nowhere, unless you were already a millionaire, already like had tens of millions. Like, for example, with Sportsbook Partners, allowing us to partner and provide liquidity to a sportsbook. You couldn't do that unless you had $10 million when I was growing up, right? And when I lived in Vegas, right? You couldn't do that, but now you can, right? So the whole passive income platform space, the whole crypto space is really, really revolutionary, right? And that's coming from a guy who has seen the world the way that it was before all these changes started to happen. And now I see the opportunity that's here, right? And I'm so happy and grateful that I had the wherewithal to learn this and to get into this and to be part of this opportunity, right? This person said the difference between QP Guild and GS Partners is the price of the plan. Am I right? Basically, yes, you are right. Right. So the Vecuber Guild is going to be less expensive than GS Partners, but in my opinion, a little bit more risky. Right. Let's just say it is what it is. Right. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm saying it's probably a little bit more risky than GS Partners. See, here's the reason why I think the GS Partners is a little bit more stable. It's because they're making so much money, man. I mean, they're making money on our monthly premium that we pay to be part of GS Partners. They're making money on every little transaction that we do. They're making money when we purchase our certificates. So I mean, guys, they've and that's good. That's all fine. That's all good. I'm glad that they're making money as long as I can make money too. And so far, if it's working out for them and it's working out for me, hey, more power to them because I think ultimately at the end of the day they can last longer if they're playing it that way. Somebody said, "Well, there goes my 10K." I replied, "Look, thanks for the comment. Keep tuning in. I give a lot of good strategies on here." And that's the thing, guys. You kind of see the attitude there of, "Well, there goes my money. I'm screwed." You know what I mean? That is the enemy of that's every trader's enemy. That attitude is every crypto trader's enemy. That attitude is every forex trader's enemy. That attitude is every binary option trader's enemy. That enemy of up, I lost, so therefore I give up. I give up. I lost my 10K. I'm out of here. Ah, man. I mean, I in a way, I feel your pain, right? But I've lost 10K, in different things in the past. But the only way to really lose long term is if you quit and you give up. right? Because the numbers do tend to work themselves out over time, but you got to have patience. You got to have a plan. You got to practice your risk management strategies. You got to sit down and make a plan. You got to track your progress because what you track gets better, right? So it's in a way it's good to lose $10,000, right? In a way that's a good thing because the that shows you the pain of losing the $10,000. It also shows you the power of the situation that you're in. You are dealing with a powerful space here where you can lose a lot of money. You can also gain a lot of money, right? So the knife cuts both ways, right? So you're so the losses, the big losses, sometimes they actually can help if you use them to inspire you to get better, right? And to get back up and do better next time around, right? It's like the whole thing about being able to take a punch. You know what I mean? Like boxers can take way more punches than your normal everyday people because they take punches all the time, right? They get used to it, their body gets used to it, they develop a resistance. Somebody said, "Has anyone considered Novatech was caught up in the trader's domain web?" I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Then another person said, "Hey, I clicked on your link for Vecubur and it did not go through." Yeah, I don't know why, right? I mean, I know that the link works. I can tell you that. Okay, let's see what else. Somebody was talking about using a VPN. That's all good. Getting a lot of repeat comments on the whole Novatech scam Ponzi thing. Seems like every time I talk about Novatech, these people come out of the woodwork and they want to say the same exact thing. And I don't know. It's just I can only talk so much. I can only respond to the exact same question so many times. Here's one. I am very hesitant to jump into any of these platforms after what happened with Novatech. I remember how many amazing videos and presentations regarding Novatech there were from just a year ago. That said, Vortic United does look appealing. I don't like how your money is locked, and I'm concerned about when the big shoe drops when a place like Canada starts putting out fraud warnings. If you're worried about it, if you're concerned about it, if you think that the big shoe is going to drop, just don't even bother signing up, right? Just go take your loss with Novatech and sayonara, right? I mean, you got to understand that the space that you're in, this is what we're dealing with. And I think that a lot of people who got into Novatech did not know that and did not realize that. They thought that they were getting into some safe and secure hedge fund that was going to be around for the next 30 years. They really believed it. And I think probably because people were not honest about it, right? And that's that. But I try to be completely forthcoming with you guys and let you know that hey, these things are risky, right? This is a risky crypto space. If you're worried that something's going to happen, then you're risking too much capital, right? I mean, then put in $50, right? Can you afford to lose $50, right? If so, then put that in, right? If you're worried about losing a lot of capital, don't put in a lot of capital, right? If you're worried about the other shoe dropping or you're worried about being in a scam, don't join up, right? Or watch some more videos first. Get yourself a strategy first. Get yourself a plan first, right? But I mean, you're it's like, okay, you're telling me here that you're having all these concerns. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to get on here and be like, "Oh, don't worry, Vortic United's going to be better. Go ahead and sign up." You want me to say that? I ain't going to say that. I'm not telling anybody what to do, and I'm sure not going to tell you to sign up for anything. You go ahead and do what you want to do. I'm not going to tell you that something's going to be around forever. I'm not going to tell you that it's a safe and secure investment. You're not going to hear that from me. You're going to hear that it's risky. Never invest in anything that you cannot afford to lose. Withdraw some money. Hey, how about that? Go withdraw some money. Go down to the Wolfie's hot dog stand and get a hot dog, right? Do something with your profits, right? Go get yourself a PS5. I don't know. Do something with your profits, right? Don't try to compound yourself into the next life. Don't try to compound yourself to the planet Mars. Don't try to compound yourself to the moon. Don't try to compound yourself to kingdom come, right? You've got to unlearn what you have learned, right? You've got, my friend, you've got to learn some things, right? But just because the fact that you're even here on my channel means that there's something inside you that wants to believe. There's something inside you that knows that you were meant for more. There's something inside you that knows that you can possibly make a lot of money in the world of crypto. There's something there, or else you wouldn't be here, right? So you need to figure out how you're going to do it in a way that works for you. Like I said at the beginning of the live, it all comes down to numbers. Numbers don't get mad. Numbers don't get disappointed. Numbers don't get sad. Numbers don't get overly happy. Numbers don't get into a manic state and do something stupid. The numbers are the numbers. They don't feel emotions. Work out the numbers and you got it worked out. Figure out the numbers and you got it figured out, baby. Get the numbers in line and it will work out for you regardless of how you feel. It's not about how you feel. If you go off of how you feel every time you lose a trade or every time you lose in a platform, you're gonna tuck tail and run, man. You're going to do fight or flight and you're gonna run, right? You're gonna choose flight, right? Because you're letting your emotions control you. You're letting your emotions dictate what you do. Why? Because you didn't stick to the numbers. You didn't write down the numbers. You didn't record the numbers. You're not going by the numbers. You're going by your feelings. And believe me, you go by your feelings and you are gonna reap you're gonna reap what you sow, right? You live by your feelings, you're gonna reap exactly what you sow. At some point, you've got to make a plan. In some point, you've got to tap into your logical brain. In some point, you've got to look at the numbers. You gotta make a plan. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a spreadsheet. You got to look at the numbers. That's why in my trading course, I talk about the numbers, right? I talk about, hey, if you do this, you follow the strategy, you do the numbers over time, you're going to grow your account. I'm not telling you you're going to get rich overnight. If you want to get rich overnight, there's plenty of YouTubers out there that you can watch who are going to promise you riches overnight. And go and God be with you and good luck to you, right? I'm not that guy. I'm not going to promise riches overnight. But what I am promising is a strategy that's achievable, attainable, sustainable. Sustainable. You got to have a plan, right? You got to practice a strategy. You've got to you do your risk management principles, right? First and foremost, if you're going to put something into a platform, I want you to sit there and think about how will I feel if this platform is gone tomorrow? Am I okay with what I just put into this platform? And if the answer is no, you put in too much. That was the wrong time to leave, by the way, because I just gave you some sauce right there. All right. This was somebody talking about asking about a withdrawal on Vortic United. Okay, my good friend Vet, and they said, "Hey Vaughn, anyone know that hasn't received the Vortic United withdrawal this week? I received mine, but a buddy of mine didn't receive his. I told him to give it a few days to contact support. Yeah, I mean I've had people who've had issues, but usually if you just contact support, they get it fixed right away. Right? So, I mean, it's not like I've never had well, actually, I take that back. When I first joined Vortic United, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, so I needed to reach out to support to just have them answer some remedial questions for me. So God bless them for that, and thank God that they have the support to do that. They have a good support system in place, right? So I believe if your friend just reaches out to support, they'll be all good. They've got people who are like paid, right? Support people, tech support, right? So you're not bothering them. Go ahead and reach out to them. Go ahead and utilize that. That's what I would do. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Okay, this person is talking about, I think this is about VecuBur. This person said, so they are now allowing videos to be made because they are not private anymore. Could that mean they are closing down soon and want to get last minute investors? Or they need liquidity for existing members. And I said, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. And then the person replied, I'm not saying anything wrong about you, but people on Telegram told me this used to be a private club and they forbid YouTube videos about the club or Facebook. But now they have opened it up to the public, so to speak. So they are now allowing us to talk about them. And if they are opening up now, why? Reason may be telling in a short time If I knew they will last, I'd mortgage my house to invest here. Okay. So there is a lot about that statement that I'm going to have to take issue with. All right. Especially the part about you mortgaging your house. Okay. Look, it really doesn't matter. Okay. If, I hope that Vecuber lasts. Right. I hope so. I don't know why they're making it public or making it private. Personally, I don't care. I talk about everything on my YouTube channel, right? And I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And some of the platforms have given me grief about that, right? So we don't want you talking about us on YouTube. It's like, ugh, dude, well, what am I supposed to do then? Right? I mean, you don't want me to talk about you on YouTube. What am I supposed to do? Just not talk about you at all? I don't get it. They're like, make a Telegram group. What's the difference? Right? It's all social media. So yeah, I don't get that whole thing. And then the thing about Vecuber like gearing up to go away or something like that, you're like, could it be that they are, they're trying to get public money in now because they're getting ready to go away, this, that, or the other thing? I think you're thinking too much into it, man. I mean, it just is what it is. It's a crypto platform, passive income. Right now it's rocking and rolling. Could it go away? Sure. Is it gonna go away? I don't know. I don't think it's getting ready to go away, but hey, if it does, it does. I've got 14 others that I'm involved in. Right. And that's the way that I want you guys to look at this. That's the way that I want you to be in this space. Right. Do what I do. Spread your risk out, right? So that if a platform does go away, you're not like tripping over it. I mean, mortgage your house? Come on, I know you're joking, but at the same time, that dude, people get way too aggressive with these high yield crypto platforms that are risky. Mortgage a house? You shouldn't even do that with the stock market, man. So, and that's why I'm giving you guys the sauce here. I am making disciples of all nations. I am making disciples of all nations in how to play these crypto platforms so that they do not play you. I am making disciples of all nations how to practice risk management principles and how to benefit in this space so that these platforms don't just benefit from you, but that you benefit as well, right? That's the kind of sauce that you're going to get here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, okay? Novatech still hasn't lost money. They're not making much money every week, but they still haven't lost money. Okay. You, you, what's your point? Nobody has access to the money, right? So it's like, oh, I mean, it's right now. It's numbers on the screen, isn't it? I think I see what you're saying there. Maybe you feel good putting it, logging in and looking at those numbers on the screen. To me, I don't need to do that, right? I know that right now, if I wanted to get money out of Novatech, I couldn't do it, right? So the numbers on the screen don't mean very much to me. They haven't lost money yet. They're not doing as well as they used to, but they haven't lost money yet. Okay. Well, they're right now they're in limbo, right? They're like they're trudging along, right? It's just like week after week after week. And I love how people with their conspiracy theories are getting shot down. Like especially that one about the Novatech website is going to go away, and it doesn't. Right? It's like there's so many false alarms going off out there. It's crazy, man. But this is the space that we're in. I mean, we're in the age of the internet. We're in the age of YouTube. We're in the age of Facebook. We're in the age of what's popular now? Instagram, right? TikTok, right? We are in the social media age, and these dinosaurs are going to have to get used to the idea that people are going to be talking about their platforms on social media because that's what people do. We're on social media, right? We were locked in our house for 2 years. We're on social media. That's where people are at. That's how people are interacting. That's how people are talking to one another. We're not going for coffee parties anymore. We're not doing cookeroo parties down the street at the neighbor's house anymore. Those days are gone. Those days are over, right? We're not doing, hey, everybody come to my house and let me present my MLM business to you. Yeah, that went away in the 1980s. It's 2023 now. People are on social media. That's why we're talking about it because that's where we are. Don't talk about it on social media. Oh no, don't talk about it. What do you want us to do? You want us to do what you did when you were in your prime in 1972? This is not the same world that it was in 1972. So you're going to have to figure it out. Hire a social media person, right? Hire a PR public relations person. Figure it out. Don't tell me and don't tell other people that you can't go on social media. You got to do it the way we did it. And the way we did it worked just fine, right? Where we would have a Tupperware party at the wife's neighbor's house. We would invite the friends and the family and the cousins, and we would make a list of everybody we know, call everybody we know, have a little party, have them get into our business, right? And then, no, no, that's not how the world works anymore. Get used to it, guys. Get used to it. Social media is here. YouTube is here, right? People are going to be talking about it. But whatever you do, whoever you are, get used to it because you're gonna be out there, baby. Whether you want to or not, whether you like it or not, whether you want to be, we want to be private, we want to go private, right? People are still gonna know about your private self. This is the time that we're living in. You can't go anywhere without a camera watching you. Your camera in your phone, your camera in your car, the cameras on the side of the street, the cameras in the stores, the cameras on your computer, the cameras in your house. You can you what privacy? What's private? What's private? Is there anything private anymore? No, there's nothing private. There is no privacy. You better get used to it. You better freaking get used to it. Because if you don't, you're just going to be a dinosaur. Your company's going to be dead. You're going to be living in the past. And you're going to wonder what happened. What happened is you did not adapt. Right? It's not the strongest who survive. It's not the smartest who survive. It's those who can adapt to change. Those who are most able to adapt to survive. And you're not adapting. You're not adapting to the social media reality of the world. Just do a Telegram. That's fine. You can do a Telegram. You just can't do a YouTube. It's your business is out there. You think it's not? It is. Trust me. Right? All our business is out there. Everybody's business is out there. That's the world that we live in today. Welcome to the age of the internet, right? Your business is out there. You are on blast all the time, whether you think so or not. Don't put me on blast, dude. Oh no, you're already on blast. You're on blast all the time. Anyway, the power, the power is in accepting that fact. Accept it. Accept it. Yeah, it's out there. Okay, this is who I am. What are you going to do? This is who we are. This is our company. What are you going to do? What do you want to do? All right. This is one on QP at number 3. This person said, I always love your updates. I'm loving QP myself. It's just churning out them dollar bills. Yeah, QP is cool, man. I like QP. I'm happy with QP. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can see what QP is doing right now. Let me go ahead and log in. And I don't know if they're going to have a report on us or if they're going to have a report today yet. No, it's still got another hour left of trading for the day. But let's see what QP did just for fun these last few days. All right. Yesterday, 1.47. The day before that, these are trading days, 2.08 in one day, 1.25% in one day, 2.34, 2.46, 1.94, 2.39, 4.01 in one day. QP is beast mode, right? That's why QP is at number 3, right? In my top 5, QP at number 3, right? As long as you remember that, you're going to be good to go. QP at number 3, right? That's Vortic United number 1, GS Partners number 2, QP at number 3. Coming in at number 4, Live Good, ladies and gentlemen, Live Good, right? Got my handy little shaker so I can shake up my supplements. Number 5, Verse Network. I still love Verse Network. You know, a lot of you guys are not feeling the heat. You're not feeling the energy. I can tell you're not feeling the energy for Verse Network, but I'm telling you, don't sleep on Verse Network. That's all I got to say. Don't sleep on Verse Network. But yeah, I really like QP too. I mean, we're enjoying it. We're enjoying it while it's here. It's very big. I mean, it's very big returns every single day, large sums of money every single day. And we want to see them keep that up for as long as possible. Okay. And that's what I'll say about QP, right? The future is not written for anybody. Nobody knows, right? Nobody's got a crystal ball. Nobody knows what tomorrow is gonna bring. Not even my mages who are working for me in Mage Wars, right? Churning out that BNB, working on my mage tower. Not even my mages know what tomorrow is going to bring. Nobody knows, right? But QP has been doing its thing since January, and it's now almost the end of July, and that gives me a nice fuzzy feeling inside, right? That helps the feeling, right? Remember, I was talking about feelings. That helps the feeling, right? That helps the feeling. But am I in love with QP? Nope. I'm not in love with any of these things, right? Because they don't love me. I'm not gonna love you if you don't love me, right? So no, I'm not in love. It could go away, whatever, right? I'm not gonna go like cry if something goes well. It's like a lot of people were in love with Novatech. You had that feeling. You had those them butterflies in your stomach, baby. You had the butterflies. You were feeling the love for Novatech, and then Novatech. She just left. She left and she took the dog too, right? Don't fall in love with the platforms, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what else is going on? What else is going on in the comment section? This person did a withdrawal from QP and said that the withdrawal to the wallet took less than 2 hours. Thank you, Unlimited Freedom. You're welcome. Okay, and I just did a new video for a new platform called BitTradeStation. This person was asking about that. They were asking about my video. When am I going to put out a video for BitTradeStation? I just put out a video for BitTradeStation. The thing about BitTradeStation, guys, is it's a very simple platform, very easy interface. The interesting thing about it is that it's actually been around since 2021, right? And what you can do is you can just buy a package and then you get a nice percentage. Matter of fact, so I'm not talking out of my backside here. Let me go ahead and pull up the actual percentage that you get from Bit Trade Station. 12.5% a week. That's good. The caveat is you cannot get in with anything less than $1,000. So you have to have some liquidity to get into Bit Trade Station, right? So the very minimum you can get in at is 1,000, but it's 12.8% a week. It's been working great for me. I just did my first withdrawal. So far so good with that one. What happened to Project 25? Project 25 is linked in my description, not the project itself, but there's a Telegram channel. It's a channel to my private, right? My private, right? I was just harping about that, but it's a channel in my private platform. And that is what Project 25 has become. So you can go to the description, click that, and make sure you look it up because there have been changes that have been happening, but you're not going to know if you're not on the Telegram channel. Okay. All right. This person said, "I'm loving this platform about QP. I'm in for my second stake. Honestly, I'm finding that of all the YouTubers I follow, your projects you are invested in seem to be more thought out. You may not have a new project every week, but if you do talk about something, it seems to go longer than a month. Besides FinTalk, I don't know any project that came into and started giving bad vibes. With C12, you said it from onset, right, that the returns are too high to be sustainable, and indeed, not long after that, it sunk. Thanks for sharing with us your journey, man. It's helping some of us put bread on the table and revive some of our lost funds." Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for that comment. I really appreciate it, guys. That's when I talk about adding value, that's what I'm talking about, right? We're doing things at the Unlimited Freedom Network that's actually adding value to people's lives, right? So we're not on here just talking bad about other people. We're on here making videos that actually add value to people's lives. Now, having said that, guys, I don't want you to think that everything on my channel is going to be like amazing and awesome, because that's not the case, right? I mean, I'm not freaking Nostradamus here, right? Like I said, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know which projects are going to work out and which ones are not, right? So don't sit here and think that I'm better than other YouTubers who have projects out there. I'm not, right? We're all in the same space here, and there's plenty for everybody, right? In this crypto space, right? I mean, it's just a huge industry right now, but my platforms, I've had some that have worked out really well, and I have others that don't, right? So don't I want everybody to do their own due diligence, and don't think just because Vaughn is talking about it that it's going to be like you know uh automatically awesome, because that's not necessarily true. All right. Here's a weird comment. Do you promote MLM crypto plan on your YouTube channels? What does that even mean? Do you promote MLM crypto plan on your YouTube channels? That statement is strange on so many levels. I can't even begin to answer your question. I don't even know what you're asking me. Somebody said, "Hey man, it looks like Novatech may be operating on a new website. Can you give any insight into whether it's real or not, or if you've heard anything about it?" Guys, I have not heard anything about any new website for Novatech. So there's your insight. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen any new website, right? And I've got people who I'm connected with. I've got connections. Like, dude, well, I'm connected. That's one of the things you got to understand about your buddy Vaughn. Your buddy Vaughn is connected. I, I've got I've got I've got some connections, right? And go figure, right? So go figure that a guy like me has some connections. But I do have some connections, okay? And I think those connections would have made it known, that hey, there's a new website, and be careful. That's all I'm going to say to you, man. Be careful. All right, QP is a beast. That's what I'm saying, man. QP's on beast mode. Somebody was asking about how long their funds get locked into Verse Network. What I want you to do on that is check the breakdown I did on Verse Network in my video section. Basically, Verse Network gives you a specified ROI. So you'll get little small percentages each day until you hit the ROI on your investment, and then boom, you're good to go. You can take your money out, or you can get a new investment. Verse is cool. Listen, guys, since I've got your attention, Verse is coming from a trader. Verse looks like it's really doing the deal, right? The gains that they're making every day are reasonable gains that you can make as a forex trader who knows what you're doing. Okay, and I think that those gains are very conservative, and that's a good thing. Stay conservative. Give me a little bit of gain each and every day, and let's rock and roll for a long time, right? And have a great long relationship where we can make large sums of money. Over time, we'll make a large sum of money. And we do not need to make a large sum of money in the first 5 minutes. Okay, because sometimes when you make a large sum of money in the first 5 minutes, it's kind of a red flag, right? So I like Verse. I am down with the Verse network. Let's see what else we got going on here. So somebody used my link to check out BitTrade Station, and they needed some help from customer service, and customer service got back with them within 1 hour. So shout out to BitTrade Station. One thing about BitTrade Station is like on every single page, it's got like a place where you can write a subject and write a note for help. So I hope they do have good customer service because like literally every single page, they've got the customer support thing right there, right? So if BitTrade Station does have good customer support, that's great. So far, so far I like it, and if it has been around since 2021, that's a pretty cool deal, right? But I'm like I said, I'm happy with the returns that BitTrade Station has been making for me. It's good so far. That brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the next portion of our live event that we do every Friday here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Okay. And that next portion is where I'm going to read your chats. So this is for you. If you're watching right now, I'm talking to you. If you want to continue the conversation here, you got to continue the conversation by writing a chat in my live chat, and I will talk to you guys about whatever you want to talk about. I can go for as long as you want to go. But once the chats stop coming in, then we're going to reach the end of our regularly scheduled program. Okay, so let's go start out with there were a couple questions about Mage Wars. Some of you guys have been having trouble figuring Mage Wars out. Well, full disclosure, I had trouble at first too because you have to get like a MetaMask wallet and you have to attach your MetaMask wallet to your browser, and there's some extra stuff that you have to do. But so far, I'm glad that I took the time to get involved with Mage Wars because I've been making a good amount of money. I mean, Mage Wars is like 15% a week, right? So it's a good amount of crypto that I've been creating with that platform slash crypto game, right? And I hope that it lasts a long time because I really like it, right? I'm a gamer, right? I like to I do some gaming behind the scenes, right? So I always like when I've always wanted to get a crypto game that actually is worth my while. And so far, Mage Wars has been doing good. Wayne says, Vaughn, good afternoon. Blessings, man. Keep the info coming. Good afternoon to you too. Always good to see you here. We got Kerwin. Afternoon, Vaughn. Keep giving the sauce. I shall. Much appreciated. I appreciate you too, man. Thank you for stopping by. Crypto X, thanks for covering the MNFX thing. Where else can you find the sauce like that? Can I pay with crypto for your course? Yeah, yeah, we can work something out. I think. What I've never had anybody actually do that because it's through a sponsor called Teachable, and so I don't think that Teachable teaches or uses crypto payments, but we should be able to figure something out. Just email me. Darren, what's going on, Darren? QP does trade Nasdaq through a third party, right? Well, I mean, it doesn't matter anyway because Nasdaq is part of the New York Stock Exchange. That's the whole point. VPN Express is the best. Okay. Shout out to you. Shout out to CryptoX. Guys, check out VPN Express. Like I said, I use NordVPN, but I've heard that Proton does a free VPN, and there's other ones out there that you can get for free. I paid money for my Nord, so there you go. Sparrow AG says, "Move along." Okay, can you clarify that? I don't know. Maybe I was on a tangent there, and you were telling me to keep going. Wyclef, what's going on, Wyclef? Vecubur is a monster. Glad you like it. Glad you enjoy it. I definitely appreciate everything that you do, Wycliffe. So I do see you and I do appreciate you. We got Angie laughing it up in the comment section. Great to see you here, Angie. Always glad when you show up here. Greg said QP is all of that. Vaughn. Da LOL. First time on your Q&A. Well, welcome, man. Welcome. Great to have you on the broadcast. So we are, we're going to now. That's the end of the chat. So if you got a question, guys, now's the time. Or if you want to talk about something, now is the time. Darren said, "Thank you for sharing your binary options class. This will be a game changer." And Blue Sky with the $30 super chat. Shout out to you, Blue Sky. I always appreciate you coming through. Always appreciate you on the show, showing love, especially with the super chat. It definitely is much appreciated. Greg says, "Thank you. You are welcome." Appreciate that, guys. And yeah, about the binary options trading course, guys. What I did was I learned a trading strategy that I invented. I taught myself the strategy. It took a long time, a lot of sleepless nights. I did a 101, 201, 301, 401 courses learning how to trade. I had to do it because I was losing my insurance business. I was losing my insurance business because I have felonies on my record. And even though I got out of prison, I built my life back up. It wasn't good enough for the states. They wanted to sue and take away my insurance license, even though my felonies had nothing to do with finance. Hey, that's their prerogative. They didn't want a felon having an insurance license. There it was. So I didn't want to lose my house. I was living in a multi-million dollar house. I didn't want to lose my cars. I didn't want to lose all that stuff. So I had to figure something out. And what I did was I learned Forex trading, right? A lot of sleepless nights, hardcore. I did a lot of trial and error. I lost a lot of money at first to get this strategy. And the strategy is achievable, attainable, sustainable. It's how I'm able to make more than I've ever made before. I get double digit percentages almost each and every day, right? Of course, I have days where I lose. We're all going to have that, right? But the wins outweigh the losses, and it's profitable weekly, it's profitable monthly, and it's therefore sustainable and therefore compoundable. Okay, and it's how I was able to make more than I've ever made before, right? And I sell the course here. It's my binary options hyper trading strategy. All right. Looks like that's all you guys got for me for the moment. I greatly appreciate you. We've been on for about 2 hours exactly. If you guys need anything, always drop me a comment. You can always shoot me an email, and we will be talking with you guys soon here at the Unlimited Freedom Network.